Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Previously, we determined that the strange, broken concrete patterns, which look like Moozilla's hooves, was made by Blaze the Best. Apparently, he went out here with a sledgehammer and shovel in the dead of night to try and dig up something that was buried 12 years ago at the behest of Patricia Rowland. And it happens that John went back to the lot that night to continue practicing his takes, because he's such a good boy, a diligent actor. Blaze hid himself in the Moozilla costume, which is how dirt got all over it in the inside. And as the security footage showed, the president of Genfa was also there, and he got crushed to death by the giant Moozilla head, which fell because John accidentally started a fire when he turned on the heater, and there were some flammable objects right near it. Boy, when you really just put it all out there like that, it really does sound ridiculous. We have John talking more, so let's hear his testimony. While I was setting up the equipment on the roof, I used the heater. John, you are still young. I know it can get a little cold in early spring, but you shouldn't have to resort to a heater. It is precisely because he is young that he must make sure to take good care of himself. However, while it can get a bit chilly during this time of year, I wouldn't necessarily say... Hold it, old man. Is this really the right time to be having this argument? He's completely right. John, you did well to get the better of Mr. Edgeworth, but please mind your language. Let's not forget that he got the better of you too, Your Honor. I know, Mom. So, where was I? After that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. You forgot to turn off the heater. You didn't check it before leaving the roof. I meant to turn it off, but I was too focused on practicing, so... Come on, everyone forgets stuff like that sometimes. Yeah, I gotcha. I forget small things like that all the time, too. Like sometimes I'll forget to turn off the AC or the lights in Mr. Edgeworth's office. Or I'll jump off the ladder for his bookshelves or leave prank calls on his answering machine. You know, I think I've just realized what bothers me a little about Kay's weird interjections. This is the exact kind of humor as, like, those Family Guy bits where Peter says, "Boy, Lois, this reminds me of that time where..." and then it's a cutaway gag. This is what it feels like, kinda, but it's less funny. I mean, Kay's alright. I would definitely rank her below Maya and Trucy, though. Yeah, Trucy's the best weird little girl, I gotta say. Okay, no, Raymond's up there too, I forgot. Raymond was, Gregory's weird little girl for a while there. You know what I mean. But forgetting to turn off the heater is really dangerous, so you've got to be careful. Some of those things had nothing to do with forgetfulness. John, please continue. Looks like you've got it rough too, old man. Well, back to my story. Then my mom called me, so I left the film lot. It was late at night at the film lot, and not a single member of the film crew was around. So then, why did you have to leave the premises in order to answer the phone call? I totally forgot about the phone call thing, so I kinda panicked. If I didn't answer it fast, I would have been busted for leaving the hotel without permission. In that case, why didn't you just answer it here? Because I was rehearsing. All the cameras and mics were on. If I talked here, every last word I said to Mom would have been caught on camera. So he was embarrassed that the conversation with his mother would be recorded. Anyways, I stopped practicing for a bit and rushed out of the film lot. I came back to the lot after the phone call was over. In that phone call, you lied and said you were at the hotel, correct? Why didn't you tell your mom that you were rehearsing? If I told her that, she would have called the hotel and made them send me a taxi or something. Of course I would have. A child alone on the streets at that time of night? What sort of parent would allow their child to be in such a dangerous situation? I guess kids just don't understand how their parents feel. It goes both ways, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. And now then, John, please tell us about what happened after the phone call. Oh, yeah. Of course. When the call was finished and I came back here, Lucilla's head that was on the roof had fallen. You know, I think it's safe to say that Blaze would have removed himself from the costume after John left to go take that phone call. What happened in the interim? Was there any indication that the head was about to fall? I don't know. I was focused on my rehearsal. So you forgot to turn off the heater, which led to a fire on the roof. I would think you should have at least heard something. Heard something? Oh, I was wearing headphones, so... Headphones. Listening to the movie soundtrack helps me get into the scene. I had it on full blast, that's why I didn't hear anything. And yet, you noticed your mother's incoming call. I had my phone on vibrate, old man, that's how I noticed. Anyway, so the head had fallen. Yeah, that tracks. And right next to it was the president lying dead on the ground. What was the state of the body? I didn't get a good look, because it was dark. He's being cagey. You suddenly become as quiet as a mouse. A moose. Wait, that's a different animal. Okay. I guess John doesn't really want to remember anything about the body. Is that the only reason why he's gone so quiet? Should I press him for more details? Yeah. You didn't get a good look. Then how did you know he was dead? That's... well... He's clearly shaken. He must be hiding something. Wouldn't you normally call for help if you see someone collapsed on the ground? However, you did nothing of the sort. But he was already dead. Is that so? You seem quite certain that the president was already dead. Now, is there a reason for that, I wonder? The guy was collapsed on the ground and right next to him was the fallen monster's head. I'm not stupid. It wasn't hard to imagine what happened. You can imagine whatever you want, but there was no way for you to know that he was dead. You actually checked to make sure the president was dead, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. I was scared, but I got up close to the body and checked to see if he was breathing. I thought as much. However, why would he hide that? There must be a reason. Please, tell me the state of the body at that time. At first, I didn't know he was dead. I would have realized sooner if there had been any blood. But there wasn't a single drop, and his clothes were completely spotless. Oh, what? Either way, he wasn't breathing. That's why I knew he was already dead. Would you please append those statements to your testimony? I didn't know right away that he was dead. There was no blood, and his clothes were spotless. So you were unable to tell if he was dead because of the lack of stains on his clothes. Are you certain of that? Of course I am. You guys saw the body too, right? So what's the big idea? You said that the area was dark, and yet you were still able to make that observation. I'm telling you, there wasn't a single stain on his entire body. Give it a rest, old man. Thank you, John. That was all I needed to hear. Are clean clothes that important to you, Mr. Edgeworth? Mine are freshly washed, though. Next, could you tell me how you determined that the president was dead? Okay, just ignore her. Well, there wasn't anything to let me know right away that he was dead, you see. But he wasn't breathing at all when I checked, so I knew he was already dead. How did you check if he had stopped breathing? He taught us how at school. Get right up close to the person's nose and check to see if you can feel their breath. Never thought I'd have to do it for real, though. That was really brave of you to be able to do something like that. John, you sure are amazing for an elementary school kid. Okay, he's in middle school. Please try to get that into your head sometime soon. It'd be pretty scary to see a corpse just suddenly appear out of the blue like that. Not to mention the fallen monster head lying next to the body. Panic would certainly be an understandable response to such a situation. But still, all things considered, this was just an accident, right? Indeed. That is, if we decide to take John's words at face value. I wouldn't mind having some more concrete details on the state of the crime scene. Clothes were spotless, huh? And explain the dirt. Objection! His clothes were spotless. Yeah. Oh, that's not okay. Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with it, old man? John, it is painfully obvious that you are desperately trying to hide something from me. What are you going on about? I'm not hiding anything. You are hiding something about this yellow stain on the president's clothes, correct? What if he, vomited on the body? And then he tried to clean it off? That's kind of gross, though. Why did you leave it entirely out of your testimony? The fact you made no mention of it only serves to cast more suspicion upon yourself. That's because... I hope you have a convincing explanation. Judge Courtney. Allow me to explain. Why are you... The yellow stain left on the president's chest is almost certainly lion lily pollen. Huh? Lion lily? When I met with the president on the roof of the Grand Tower 2 nights ago, I brought him a bouquet of lion lilies. Lion lilies are beautiful flowers with stunning golden petals. Some of the pollen from the lilies must have gotten on the president's suit. Huh? But... I didn't see any lilies in the security footage, though. They were simply obscured by the president's body. Oh. Yeah, I guess her hands do look like she's holding something. Huh. Why did you bring a bouquet? That... I cannot say. Huh? Hey, you're keeping way too many secrets. You won't tell us why you met with the president or the reason you brought him flowers. My apologies. However, I did give him the bouquet, that much is true. Objection! But when the president's body was discovered, we didn't find any flowers. I honestly don't know how that could be. Hey, Miss Judge. All your answers have been too vague. You can't say this and you don't know that. Do you accept flimsy testimony like that in your trials? Hey, cut it out. John, I threw the flowers away. You threw them away? So there were flowers near the body when you found it? Yeah, that's right. We were right on top of the president's body. They had been crushed as flat as pancakes, though. Huh? What? Oh, whoa! Wouldn't that mean the president would have to already be dead and lying on the ground? I need to reread the autopsy report. Hold on. Oh, must be the crime scene notes. Contusions and bone fractures found across the body resulting from tremendous pressure. If the bouquet of flowers was on his chest like that... Okay, let's assume he was standing right there and was crushed. I feel... if the head fell on him while he was standing, it feels like a stretch to say that he would just fall completely, like, spread eagle like that. I feel like if he was standing and holding the bouquet in his hands and it fell on him, he would drop the flowers and they would fall elsewhere, not on his chest. I think before the head even fell, I think the president might have been dead already. And someone deliberately placed the bouquet on his body, maybe to frame Courtney, and the head falling on him after the fact was not even the plan of the original killer? I feel like someone was trying to frame Courtney. I mean, it's obvious that John thought so too, and that's why he clearly got rid of the flowers, but... Huh. It had been crushed as flat as pancakes, though. Oh, I see. So the flowers were squashed by Mozilla's head, too. And a large amount of pollen got stuck to the president's suit. That seems to be the gist of it. However, why did you go out of your way to dispose of the flowers? No reason. So John's not going to tell us anything either. I guess mother and son both have a lot of secrets, huh?
Overruled!
That is not true. At the very least, I can tell you why John threw away those flowers. Huh? John, you saw me leaving the house with those flowers in hand, did you not? Oh, I get it. John saw the flowers and thought of his mom. He threw them away in order to protect Judge Courtney from being suspected. That's not true. You're all wrong. That was his worst lie yet. I often decorate our house with those flowers. The bouquet must have reminded him of me. So the pup just happens to find the flowers from his mother's bouquet on top of the body. That's why he threw them away and kept silent about the body. That's a tiny little story if I've ever heard one.
And what's wrong with that? I suppose you prefer untidy, messy stories, Agent Lane?
Don't tell me you've forgotten already, Missy. This pup confessed that he caused the monster's head to fall last night.
Oh, that's true, but...
He's currently the only suspect in the president's murder. It is true that there are many reasons to suspect John. However, there is someone other than John who is far more suspicious. What did you say? John himself was kidnapped by that very person not too long ago. And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal. A refrigerated warehouse? That's right, pal. Oh. I thought it was a waste center. Oh, no, I was thinking of, how Sebastian dug through the trash. No, it would be the warehouse. The refrigeration wasn't turned on, so he wasn't about to freeze to death. But if he hadn't yelled out for help, we would have never found him.
Once the sleeping drugs wore off, he was finally able to call out for help.
Sleeping drugs? Huh. If I recall correctly, when you were kidnapped...
That's right. There was a bottle lying on the floor of the refrigerated warehouse. I think it was the same thing that was used on me not long ago. That Sleepy Z stuff, it's super powerful.
God, I bet this will tie into the pharmaceutical company, the Master Group. Oh, what do you want to bet? How about it, Agent Lane? John is clearly a victim. There is a mastermind at work behind the scenes of this case. I don't know anything about this so-called mastermind. Just say they were here last night. I still don't know for sure yet. It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Indeed, I still don't have any evidence that ties the mastermind to this murder. Is there someone else? Is there anyone besides John who had the opportunity to murder the president? That's it. As I thought, in the end, that pup is our only suspect. Isn't there one more suspect, Agent Lane? What's this? Didn't we prove it earlier? Last night, there was one more person here. Blaze the best? You're saying he's the one who did it? I sincerely doubt he is. But this will buy us some time. Last night, John was not alone. Blaze the Best was here too. Shouldn't we consider him to be a new suspect? Blaze the Best killed the president. You find that less likely than a 13-year-old child? It's entirely possible. Blaze the Best. It can't be. The same guy from 12 years ago? 12 years ago. That keeps popping up. Well, a lot has changed. It all happened over 12 years ago. Back then, he and my old man were close friends, and our clan protected the president's life.
Huang, don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago.
You got it. This nice. Now you're finally gonna prison, where you belong. 12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence, don't you agree? Agent Lane, what happened 12 years ago? Yes, please. Nothing that concerns you. On the contrary, it might just have some sort of connection with this case. And I suppose you have some proof, Mr. Prosecutor? I do! Show me evidence that there's a connection between this case and the one 12 years ago. Evidence, you say? If you don't have any evidence, then there's no point in talking about it. Is there any evidence that connects this case with what happened 12 years ago? Yes?
Take that!
This is a report written by Patricia Rowland to Blaze the Best regarding Knightley. Please read this part here. That thing he laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. That's not all. Take a look at this as well. This letter was sent to Jill Crane, who was murdered 2 days ago. Although the sender is currently unknown, here it is written as follows. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. What? 12 years ago? 12 years ago? 12 years ago? Agent Lang, something big is happening here. Jill Crane's murder 2 days ago, and now the president's murder today. There has to be some connection there. And the key to solving it lies in what happened 12 years ago, does it not? I feel like... Okay, 12 years ago is dangerously close to becoming the new extraterritorial rights. Oh, this one's way easier to say. You're asking me to reopen the old wounds of the Lang clan. Agent Lang, I beg of you. Who was that just now? Shifu! You guys, what are you all doing here? We followed you here, Sifu. We heard that Sifu was investigating the incident from 12 years ago. You idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your own posts. Sir, we can't do that. What did you say? You disobeying my order? Sifu, we also beg of you. Reinvestigate the SS5 incident from 12 years ago. You know, you could also read 5 as an S, so that would be like triple S incident. Someone got a combo that was Smokin' Six style, maybe. None of us could ever forget that case. We know you feel the same way, Sifu. Agent Lang, even your former subordinates desire to reinvestigate the case. And you think you can solve the mysteries of that case? Perhaps I can, with your help. I got it. I accept your invitation. Sifu! 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 Now then, with that decided, I guess it's my turn to shine. Okay. We're investigating a case from the past, right? And guess what the best tool for that is? The little Mr. Thief. Right. If we have the case files from the past case, I can recreate it. Unfortunately, I don't have the case files. Huh? What do you mean? Access to those case files is restricted. It's being treated as highly classified information. Why is that? I don't know, but it seems like there were a lot of things that it wanted to keep hidden. Even what I know is limited to what was published in the newspapers back then. That will not be a problem. In any case, please tell us what you know. Sure. The SS5 incident. The incident occurred on a winter day 12 years ago. It was the 10th of February. The police department in this country received a call from a group of kidnappers. We've kidnapped President Huang, they said. Kidnapped? The SS5 incident was the case of President Huang's kidnapping. They demanded a ransom of $100 million. 100 million? Wait, just how much is that? Okay, Okay. I need to remind myself that Zhenfa is supposed to be a very small country. It's very easy for me to mistakenly think, oh, it's not China. But no, Zhenfa is supposed to be its own small, tiny little thing, I think. I'm reminded of that Austin Powers scene where Dr. Evil phones the president of the US and is like, pay my ransom or I'll blow up the United States with my space laser. And he's like, I want $1 million. And it's completely underwhelming. The amount he wants is like, oh, that's trivial. It's such a large amount, she's having trouble visualizing it. That night, my old man was the last person to meet with the president. They were together at the Zhenfa embassy until midnight on February 10th. After that, no one knows what the president was doing up until he was kidnapped. With the president's life at stake, the Zhenfa government frantically gathered the money. After that, the ransom was delivered and the president was returned safe and sound.
So, President Huang has been the president since 12 years ago. That's really amazing.
Well, being in office for so long is just a small part of how amazing the man is. What happened to term limits? Well, I guess Zhenfa is not Japanifornia. Lane seemed a bit happy when he said that. And what happened to the kidnappers? Well, top secret covert investigation was carried out. Then a secret trial was held. A trial? Does that mean the suspect was caught? The suspect was Patricia Rowland.
Huh? What? Huh? Huh?
Then the reason you came to the prison a few days ago. Yeah, I was put on extended leave from Interpol. So I decided to go back and reinvestigate what happened 12 years ago. First, I had to get a look at the face of my target.
So the trial 12 years ago ended with a not guilty verdict.
Yeah. Back then, my old man was in charge of every aspect of the president's security. He took responsibility for the kidnapping and was relieved of his post as bodyguard. But he continued to investigate as a regular police officer until he finally found the culprit. It was none other than Patricia Rowland. There was no way she could be innocent. However, the result was a not guilty verdict. In the end, the case went unsolved. Crushed in both body and soul, my old man resigned from the police. What was the basis for arresting Patricia Rowland? There's a lot of evidence, at least that's what I think. But I can't see those documents for myself. So that's where my story ends.
What should we do? With only this much information, even the little thief would have a hard time producing a recreation.
Is there really nothing we can do? Looks like you could use some help? Who's that? Hey! Francisca.
And Mr. Shields, too.
We finished up with the trial and finally managed to catch up with you guys.
Here, take this.
This is... Oh, it's the case files for the SS5 incident, sir. Wow, that is so convenient. Hey! Okay, I doubt there's going to be new information in it, because it's probably still just public info, but... Let's see. The president of Zhenfa, Dijun Huang, was kidnapped on February 10th, 12 years ago. The kidnappers demanded ransom. Dailon Lane confirmed that on the evening of the incident, the president was at the Zhenfa embassy until midnight. Oh, prosecutor, Blaze the Best. Who else could it be?
When Roland mentioned 12 years ago during the trial, it caught my interest. I looked into it immediately and got in touch with Interpol.
I expected no less from you, Franziska.
Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. I didn't prepare those documents for you, the former prosecutor. I did it for the sake of the investigator taking up the case his father left behind.
Sis. But I thought information on the SS5 incident was restricted to the public.
That restriction was placed by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Blaze the Best.
Blaze the Best was the prosecutor in charge? Him.
However, as a result of the trial just now, Blaze's authority has been revoked. It's all thanks to his son,
Sebastian. By bringing down his father, the door to this past case has been opened.
Prosecutor De Best is currently wrapping things up in Patricia Rowland's trial. He told me to relay this message to you. Leave Pops and his cohorts to me. You guys just take care of the case on your end.
He's become quite reliable, right before our very eyes.
Truly. Alrighty then. This is perfect. Now that we have the files, just leave the recreation to me.
Indeed. Well then, let us begin. According to these documents, it appears that the incident took place right in front of the Tower Plaza.
Then let's head to the plaza right away.
My screen is filled with people. Kay, would you please activate the little Mr. Thief?
Right. With these case files, recreating everything should be a snap. Where should I start?
Where indeed? According to these documents, it seems there was a witness to the kidnapping of the president. A freelance journalist by the name of Jack Cameron. Of course. What other name? Cameron. However, he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and was murdered by the culprit. Yikes. So that would mean the place he saw the president at was here.
Here? At the Grand Tower?
No, the Grand Tower was only built around a year ago, Kay. Before that, this place contained mostly old abandoned buildings. However, 12 years ago, this place was... Now you're finally talking about some stuff that I know. Yeah, 12 years ago at this very spot was... the Happy Family Home. Oh. An orphanage. Suddenly all of Patricia Rowland's talk about family hit so different. Ooh. This is a good video game. What's that, pal? It was a place where children who had lost their parents could live. Or to put simply, it was an orphanage. So the president was kidnapped at that orphanage. And the head of that facility at the time was Patricia Rowland. Oh my god. Oh. Apparently, Rowland always referred to it as her home. It seems that suspicion would naturally fall upon her. Patricia Rowland, Blaise de Best, and President Huang. The darkness that remains from the SS5 incident still casts a shadow on the present case. Kay, I'd like you to input the investigation data from Jack Cameron's murder case. We can probably assume that he was killed by one of the kidnappers.
So if we solve the murder case, we'll know who the kidnappers were, right?
Precisely. I'm counting on you.
What the heck is this? Everything's green.
I've come to expect such reactions.
This is a recreation of the grounds of the facility that stood here 12 years ago.
Based on the documents from the police investigation,
I recreated the scene to show what it looked like when police arrived at 7 a.m. the next day.
it appears a fair amount of snow had piled up here. Yeah, heard that the footprints in the snow were prime pieces of evidence. The snow fell during the day, on the day of the incident. So the snow only fell before the crime took place. Which means the footprints wouldn't have been erased by any further snow. I must make sure to pay close attention to these footprints. Is this a new music track? Also, God. Look at all the characters to talk to. Oh, it's gonna take all the remainder of this video and then some to talk to all of them, let alone look at the scene. Yeah, they're probably not super in-depth conversations, probably just one-off little blurbs. Well, let's begin with Kay.
Yeah? What's up? So there was an orphanage here 12 years ago. And what's more, the head of the orphanage was Miss Rowland. Talk about a surprise.
So that means this was where the SS5 incident occurred 12 years ago.
The one where the president of Genfa was kidnapped, right?
Yes, and the only witness, Jack Cameron, was then subsequently murdered. However, when you consider that this case was classified as top secret,
it starts to smell fishy, like there's something hidden behind this case. Even so, the people involved in this incident, aren't they all people that we already know?
Patricia Rowland, Blaise de Best, and the president of Genfa. The cases that we've been involved in recently, and the SS5 incident. It's hard to think they're not related.
Let's steal the truth hidden behind this case. I'll keep updating the info if we find out anything new, so let's focus on the areas that have changed in the recreation.
To think that your little Mr. Thief would help us out once again.
It's just Little Thief, and no matter how useful Little Thief is, if there's an error with the info, the recreation could come out a bit strange. If you find anything strange, please present some evidence.
So I can examine things like I normally do, even if it's just a recreation.
Yep, please go all out and investigate every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I don't have enough data to do it now, though. Once you gather enough info, I can recreate the scene at the different moment in time.
Alright, I'll ask for your help when the time comes. It looks like there's one set of footprints here and then two sets of footprints here, going in opposite directions. Someone walked this way, then walked back. Interesting.
Scruffy, don't you dare say a word, I'm warning you.
Mr. Edgeworth, please help me, sir. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? It's about the story behind this SS5 incident, sir. even though Blaze may have lost his authority. There's no way you can get confidential documents this quickly. That got me curious, so I made a few calls and asked around. I found out that Miss Von Karma used all sorts of forceful tactics to...
Scruffy, I thought I warned you. You've done a lot for us, Franziska. I promise I will bring this to an end with my own hands. Neat.
Three flower beds and snow.
Agent Lane, what's the matter?
Something strange. Wasn't able to read the SS5 incident case files until now.
Since Blaze had all access to that information restricted.
Yeah, that's right, and yet I feel like I've seen this exact scene somewhere before.
What do you mean?
Where did I see this? If I could just remember.
He looks deep in thought. I should leave him alone for a while.
That's what the little crow girl's always wearing on her clothes, isn't it?
It represents the most powerful animal in nature, my Yatagarasu badge. Isn't it awesome?
Most powerful animal in nature. Oh, we saw this. Yeah, this is where they make noises at each other, right? Yeah, we've definitely seen this. Still funny though. Yeah. After the SS5 incident, the president completely changed. Well, must have felt like his trust had been betrayed. Guess it's only natural. He cut off all ties with the Lane clan, putting an end to our deep bond of trust. My old man wanted to at least apologize in some way, so I tried to go see the president one more times than I can count. Of course, the president refused to meet with him. Wouldn't even give him the time of day. Yeah, for fear that the father would recognize him as being not the real president, huh? I don't know if it was from the bodyguards, but there were times he'd come back all beaten up. But me standing around talking about the past doesn't do jack, does it?
I shall be the judge of that. For now, just keep telling us what you know.
You're still as tactless as ever. Well, I figured you'd say as much. The fall of my old man was also the fall of the Lane clan. The family that failed to protect the president, that's what we became. My old man started to investigate the case like he was possessed.
Could someone so driven by obsession truly conduct a proper investigation?
You really don't pull your punches, Mr. Prosecutor. Don't think I blindly trusted in his investigation just because he's my old man. His investigation was meticulous down to the last detail. Apparently, he even conducted a thorough interview with each and every kid at the orphanage.
He interviewed every child. I wonder how fruitful his results were.
Interesting. Now, I wonder if Trucy attended it. Oh yeah, Man in Black.
Sifu, no, it's not my place, but I have a request. Please, do a roll call, just like old times.
Just like old times, huh? What a lark, because I have no choice. Roll call.
1. I'm sorry. A roll call with one person is really lacking.
That's nonsense. It's got nothing to do with numbers. Even though you're the only one here, the pack is always one, right? You think it's lacking, then howl loud enough to make up for the rest of the pack. Roll call.
1. 1. 1.
1. That man, is he on the verge of tears? Okay. Raymond, how's it hanging?
This scene sure puts a chill in your bones. Uncle Ray needs a hot babe to keep him warm.
Okay, every time... Okay, his credibility of just wanting actual hugs is slipping away. I think he really is the creepy uncle. Crap.
Could you please try to be a little more serious?
Oh, that's what Kay wants because I have no choice. Miles, this is where it all began. Isn't that right?
Yes, I fear that is the case.
What was Patricia and Blaze's true goal? There are still many mysteries yet to be solved.
Indeed, it is just as you say.
Particularly the mystery of what will happen to Kay Ray's love. Isn't it suspenseful?
Not even a little. You just couldn't resist, could you, Mr. Shields? Why can't you ever stay serious for more than a minute?
I think he's genuinely incapable of staying serious for that long. Kay Faraday, 17. Raymond Shields, 36. I'm sad now. I can't like you as much anymore, you creepy dirtbag.
Please ask me anything you wish. You have my heartfelt thanks for bringing John back. Oh, even the thought of him not coming back makes me...
Hey, old man, don't bully my mom. You said it. No, that wasn't my intention.
Ooh, look at him go. Mommy's little knight in shining armor, he's so cool. It's not like that. Quit blabbering stupid stuff about me. John, please wait. May I proceed, Mr. Edgeworth? My actions were unbecoming of one who calls herself a servant of the goddess of law. I won't ask for forgiveness. However,
Judge Courtney, I am not as well acquainted with the goddess of law as you are. However, isn't that goddess also a mother of other gods?
Oh.
The law makes exceptions for extenuating circumstances. It understands a mother's heart. I'd say perhaps your goddess sympathizes with you more than you think.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't get it. What the heck are you two blabbering about?
It's okay, John. I don't have a clue either.
It seems the dust has settled on day one of Patricia Rowland's trial.
Yes, while a decision has yet to be reached, I would say a guilty verdict is quite likely. I'm sure a thorough investigation into her connection with Blaze will be conducted as well. After seeing Sebastian today, I know we can put our faith in him.
Just like Kay, Sebastian is also in the midst of training for the future ahead.
Oh, I see. When you say it like that, I guess we have more in common than I thought. I said a few mean things to him, so the next time we meet, I'd like to apologize to him. I'm sure you will get your opportunity, but for now...
Yes, at present, solving this case is our top priority. Neat. Can I talk with John specifically? Oh, I can. What do you want? John, I'd like you to tell me the exact details of your kidnapping.
You were kidnapped at the garbage pickup area, right? Why'd you go there?
You don't have to act as a go-between. I can just talk to the old man directly.
So he says. Looks like he's finally starting to warm up to you.
I went to the garbage pickup to throw away the flowers I found on the body. It was nearby and I thought it'd be harder to find there than if I just tossed them in the trash can. I went there last night too, but the gate was locked. And that's why you went there again today to dispose of them. Yeah, but when I got there, someone suddenly grabbed me from behind.
And used Sleepy Z on you, right? Catching Z's is now super easy with Sleepy Z.
Even though she was also a victim to it, she seems to have taken a liking to the slogan. Do British people say, catching some Zeds? That feels wrong. I don't like that. Whoever grabbed me was really strong, but that's all I know. I have no idea who it was. I see, so that's what happened. After the drugs wore off, did you notice anything about your surroundings?
Those drugs were brought to you by Sleepy Z. Catching Z's is now super easy with Sleepy Z.
Please stop bringing up this traumatic experience. It was kinda cold when I woke up. I was in a dark, empty room. Boxes with foreign writing on them were lying around, so I figured I was in a warehouse.
The whole place was like a giant refrigerator. It was a commercial warehouse.
That's right. John was rescued thanks to the collective efforts of Kay and Detective Gumshoe. Since it was still a bit cold, the cooling unit's power must not have been cut for too long. For some reason, they didn't think to take my phone, so I used it to call for help. I see. In any case, it's good that you're safe and sound, John. I don't need your fake sympathy, old man. What an incorrigible child.
He's just like a certain someone I know.
Well, it looks like we have now talked to everyone here. Yep, absolutely everyone. Yep, absolutely. With every video, I feel the end closing in on us. This has to be it. This has to be the final investigation phase, right? I'm sure it would go on quite a long while, what with new updating information. And we got a body. Some little device right here. Maybe that's a piece of paper. What looks like either a flower or a gear right here. Camera and a little case. Huh. You know, I played enough of these Ace Attorney games where I feel like I can say Ace Attorney is at its strongest, at its best, when it's about uncovering the truths that were buried way back in the past. Like, everything surrounding Manfred von Karma in the first game, and everything surrounding Dahlia in the third game, and everything surrounding the Gramarye Troop in Apollo Justice, and everything about Gregory and this SS5 incident, and Zhen Fa and the president here. Yeah, it's a reliable trick they're doing a lot in these games, but it works. It's so good and so satisfying. Man. I still think I'm onto something with the way the flowers, the bouquet may have been planted on the body while it was laying prone. So I'm like, maybe... Okay, so like the president didn't bleed. His body did not bleed at all. No blood. Now the autopsy is still a work in progress. There was information left unanswered, It could be that they could discover new information, like maybe he was poisoned or something. I'm like, my initial theory was that he was maybe killed with blunt force trauma, and being crushed would just disguise that wound, but no, there have been a lot of blunt force injuries and deaths in this franchise, and every time there's been blood. Every time. Including in this game. What with, like, the salt lamp.
I wonder, though.
Man, this case has me thinking and guessing up to the very end, doesn't it? We learn so much, especially here in this video, for sure, but there's still so much left unknown. It doesn't even feel like we're closer to finding the mastermind. Man. I still think it's Simon Keyes. Nothing I've seen here is disproving that. God, you could even say, if you really want to stretch it, maybe Simon joined the Very Big Circus specifically for access to Patricia Rowland. Like, joining the circus that performs in the prison would be the safest and most, in plain view disguise you could get if you wanted to mess with Patricia. I feel like if we uncover the truth of exactly what happened 12 years ago, the truth of what happened between Patricia Rowland and Blaze, then things will start becoming clearer. I think that's the one thread we need to pull to unravel this yarn. Well, yeah, I think next time we'll finish up talking to those two, and then we'll see what's what with the body and all the other evidence around here. So yeah. Good stuff, man. Just good stuff. This game is going to be a hard act to follow. I'll say that much. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.